Hello, I'm John. I'm back. Today this lesson is about function. Function is a named set of code that is used to accomplish some specific task. Some functions define arguments that you can use to pass in data to help the function do its work. Some functions return something after they have completed their work. I'll give you an example for that. You define a function with the func keyword followed by the name of the function odd number. The parentheses are empty because this function does not take any arguments. The opening brace denotes the beginning of the function's implementation. This is where you write the code. When the function odd number is called, the function print executes its code inside the brace and give one example of the odd number is logged to the console. The compiler actually adds a return value of void for you. I'll give an example for that. The standard library is establishing that void is another way of expressing empty parentheses. I'll give an example for that. Next, using a parameter. Let me give you an example for that. You use parameters to give a function some input. Odd number take a single argument, as indicated in the parentheses directly after the function name. An argument is the value a caller gives to a function parameter. The function has a parameter called odd that is an instance of the integer type. When the function odd number is called, the function print executes its code inside the braces. If the argument passed to the parameter odd is an instance of integer, it will be inserted into the string interpolation that is logged to the console. If the argument passed to the parameter odd is not an instance of integer, it will give you an error telling you that the type you pass in is incorrect, as you can see the result on the console. Next, using two parameters. Let me give you an example for that. function odd-even number has two parameters with the parameter name odd and even. When the function odd-even number is called, the function print executes its code inside the braces. One example of the odd number is 5, and one example of the even number is 2 is logged to the console. Next, using an external parameter. Let me give you an example for that. You use one name odd number for a parameter when you call the function, and a different name odd within the function body. This parameter is called external parameter. Next, variatic parameter. Let me give you an example for that. A variatic parameter takes 0, more input value for each argument. A function can have only one variatic parameter. The value provided to the argument are made available within the function body as an array. To make a variatic parameter, use free period after the parameter type. Inside the body of the function, the variatic parameter becomes an array, which can use like any other. Next, using default parameter value. Let me give you an example for that. Switch parameters can take default value. Default value should be placed at the end of the function parameter list. If a parameter has a default value, you can omit that argument when calling the function. The function has three parameters. The new parameter next odd-even number gives a default value of 9. To use the default value 9 as in your first function call. To omit the default value 9 as in your second function call, you can substitute a new 4 for the default value by passing in a new argument, as you can see the result on the console. Returning from a function. Let me give you an example for that. Function can give you information after they finish executing the code inside their implementation. This information is called the return of the function. When you define a function that returns a type, you must indicate the type of the data that it returns by using the arrow symbol. When the odd number function is called, the code between the two braces is run. Nested function. Let me give you an example for that. Nested functions are declared and implemented with the definition of another function. The nested function is not available outside of the enclosing function. The function odd-even number takes two arguments of type integer. It also returns an integer. Inside of this function implementation, you declare and implement another function called multiple. This function takes no argument and returns an integer. Odd-even number function calls the multiple function and returns the result. The multiple function is defined within odd-even number function scope. It is not visible outside of it. Net multiple return. Let me give you an example for that. Function can return more than one value in the form of a double. The function odd-even number takes two arguments of type integer. It returns a double. When you call a function that returns a double, You can access each value by index or by name. Next, optional return types. Let me give you an example for that. Sometimes you want a function to return an optional, when a function will sometimes need to return new, but will have a value to return at another time. The fruit bag takes one argument, a double type. The double three-string instance are for the apple, pear, and banana. The instance for pear is declared as an optional type. Fruit bag function's one parameter is called name, which has an external parameter name called fruit name. You can access this parameter inside the implementation of the function using the index of the name that you want to return. Because the double is zero index, you use 1 to access the pair provided to the argument. And because the pair might be new, the return type of the function is optional. That is all for today. I hope you like my lesson. I will see you the next lesson. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.